Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show where it's just me, Steve Akeley, in my studio doing a show about what it takes to become a great Bourbon Daily podcast host. What's up, gang? Hey, here alone, recording a couple of shows for you, kind of giving you some insight into the history of this program and what makes it great and what I'm looking for when I'm looking for, our co-hosts. So I'm not talking about our announcers. So you've got the host, that's me. Then you got our announcer, which is Miss Becca Sue and McNew. Those are our two announcers. Then you've got a fill-in announcer in Justine. And when all the shit really hits the fan, maybe Kathy Cool will help out too from time to time. She's kind of a crossover. It's like when you see like the weather person on the news filling in at the anchor desk because vacations or it's a holiday or it's a snow day or something, and they need someone to fill in there. That's when Kathy Cool's filling in. So, what does it take to become a good co-host? We'll talk about that after the break. I'm going to go to the box. Small Talks is just me by myself. I have this thing, and I don't know. It's a game or something. I guess it's called Small Talk. That's the name of it. I bought it from Amazon because I thought it'd be good to have since we have a segment called Small Talk, and sometimes we can't think of things. So I'll do a couple of these. So this will be rapid fire Small Talk. All right. The first one is, what is your favorite board game? My favorite board game. I mean, I don't play a lot of board games, honestly. And I've been playing some new ones recently because we have some board game nights at the Speakeasy, and I enjoy those. Those are great nights, and I have a lot of fun, but I don't even know the names of those games, and I don't typically play them outside of the board game night. So if I'm going to say my personal favorite, I'm going to go with the classic Monopoly. I like Monopoly. I'm a business guy. It's a business-focused game, and I've always liked it, and I thought I was always pretty good at it. I always like the orange ones. I felt like they're the price where you can afford to get the hotels, and that's the key to breaking your opponent, is getting the hotels up before they do, and hoping they land on it. So the orange ones was kind of always my focus. So there you go. What is something you really hope occurs or is invented in your lifetime? A true hair loss treatment, not this, something that may or may not work. And I'd like to have flowing hair. I feel the difference between me and a really successful, great person is just a thick, lustrous head of hair. I get very angry at people who have nice hair because I don't. My hair has failed me. I'm glad it lasted, to like my 50s. I was kind of a slow fade versus, the people that lose their hair, at like 20 or something like that. But I'd like for it to come back and just be out of control. I would like my hair to be out of control, kind of like my beard, I guess. If you could, here's another one. If you could, would you rather travel to the moon or Mars? Neither one, actually. The moon's closer, so I'll go with the moon. I don't like being in planes or any sort of capsule to be a long time to head to a place. And what's up there? Neither one has shit to see, so I have no interest in doing either of those, honestly. So I'm just trying to play the game, though. If I had to do one, it would be the moon. Do people care? Would be like, I'd rather go to Mars. It's exciting. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why? This is pretty good, right? I think it's, for me, historical figure would have to be Abraham Lincoln. I mean, we share the same birth date. Obviously, one of the most known people in the history of the world. Yeah, I think Lincoln would be a good one. How would conversation be? I don't know. I don't. Is he just talk politics? I have no idea. I have no idea. But I'd like to try and see. If you had a whole day alone to yourself, how would you spend it? Just sitting down and watching TV, I think. I mean, I keep going all the time. I never get that time to just chill. People get to. I work 7 days a week. This is going to get me going here. I'm busy when I'm even not working. At things that you see me at, like an ABV Network event, or I'm podcasting, or I'm at the shop. These are things where other people know that I'm actually working. I'm still working. I'm working on, plans, or writing newsletters, or you name it. It's nonstop work. If I had a whole day, I wouldn't do any work and just chill, maybe watch some shows, some documentaries, and just hang out. I think that people get to do that kind of, most people probably get to do that kind of stuff from time to time. I don't. I never have a day where I don't work or anything like that. Do you have any special skills or talents when it comes to crafting or DIY projects? No, I have no skills at all, famously. My skill is that I have the money to pay for other people to do those sort of things for me. That's my skill. So I've lost the desire to do so with these things, to try, because I've screwed things up. I've been like, I can figure this out. I can do that, and then I make things worse. So it's like, why bother? I'm not going to do that. All right, we'll do a couple more here. What's the favorite thing about your job? The most favorite thing about my gig is creating special moments for people, because I'm just a believer, and my whole life changed when my father passed away. But it's like life is important, and it's important for us to enjoy the moments. It's important for us because we're all going to be here and we're all going to go. It's going to happen to every single one of us. We're all going to die, and we don't know when that is. If we knew, we could plan towards it. We could be like, oh, I want to do this bucket list trip, or I want to hang out with my friends more. But we don't never know when it's going to happen. That's what happened with my dad. He seemed to be, he was a guy who was 70 years old. He was health appropriate for 70, I think, for a big guy. He's not a small person. He's a big guy like me. I think he was overall in good health. He had, doctors and stuff like that. He wasn't a guy who didn't go to the doctors. He certainly had, was under doctor care for heart and all that kind of stuff. So you just thought, he's going to be going for a while, because he's, he gets good reports when he goes to the doctor, and then he passes away. And that changed my life. That changed my life forever. And that is etched in my brain. I think about everything, in terms of 2012. If you give me a date, if you tell me I graduated high school in 2011, I'll be like, oh, well, my dad was still alive then. Now, that's what happens in my head when someone says a date. If they say, I got married in 2013, I'll be like, oh, my dad couldn't have gone to that one. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But anyway, so that all goes back to, you got to live in the moment. You got to create memories. That's the stuff you remember. If you had the benefit of, on your deathbed, to kind of review your life, you think you're going to remember a day when you went into the office and nothing happened, and you went home and you had dinner, and then you watched TV and went to bed? No, you're not going to remember that fucking day. Probably the next day. Well, what did I do yesterday? I don't remember. But if you do something cool, something fun, something with friends, you have the potential to remember that the rest of your life. And think about that. And when I create those moments with the stuff that I do in bourbon for people, and me too, by the way, when I'm doing an event and people have paid to be there, but I'm there helping out and I'm experiencing those things too. It becomes a moment for me with my friends, with the people that I care about. So, that's the most important thing to me. That's the best part of my job is creating moments that hopefully people remember the rest of their lives, things that they talk about around the water cooler when they're doing those mundane things in life, when they're at the office, being like, guess what I did this weekend? That's cool to me. What was your favorite show to watch when you were a child? Charlie's Angels. Yeah. Heck yeah. I love Farrah. She was great. So, Charlie's Angels. Wonder Woman was great too, by the way. We had the best shows when I was a kid. You guys didn't get to watch that kind of shit. You get to watch the Real World of the Beverly Housewives, the stupid shit. I watched good TV. So there you go. Last one. If you could have any career, what would it be and why? I found my career, guys. I was, this would have been a good question for me if I was working in the corporate world. What, if I could do anything, what would it be? I found it. How lucky is that? How cool is that? I have found the ultimate thing that I've ever wanted to do. And you know what? I've ascended to the highest levels, within, what I do. I've accomplished everything that I've ever wanted to do. Anything that I continue to do is a bonus. And not to say that there's not still cool things to do, or anything like that. But I've met every person that I've ever wanted to meet from the world of bourbon. I feel like I'm set. My place is cemented in bourbon history. Not that I have an important role or anything like that, but I feel like, hey, I was this guy that did what he wanted to do. Am I a big deal in bourbon? No. But I got to what I wanted to do. Meet a bunch of people in bourbon, do some cool things, interact with the people that I knew and cared about from the world of bourbon, have a lot of bourbon friends. And I think that's a cool thing. And that's all I ever wanted to do, because I came through this, again, with my retirement, because I planned well, set. Everything's set. I didn't need the bourbon world for anything. I'm a bourbon fan. Everything that I've ever done is through the eyes, through the lenses of a bourbon fan. Those glasses that I wear, I look through that, and that's through the eyes of a bourbon fan. And so I've got a pretty cool bourbon fan's life, that's for sure. And I wouldn't change a thing. I've reached my ultimate career. How cool was that? All right, let's pop a top, and then we'll go to break. Let's see what we got here. We got. I'm just going to grab what's closest. This is a Willet Rye. This is a 4-year-old rye, I believe, from Willet. 115 proof. Let's see what we got here. That's a good one. That could be enough to win many of the cork pops that we do, but we know it's a win today because I'm here by myself. So cheers, gang. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about what do I look for in a Bourbon Daily podcast host. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Jeff from Iowa, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily with Colonel Steve.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Colonel Steve here. I am by myself in my studio, and I'm talking about what it takes to be a Bourbon Daily podcast co-host. So again, not the role I've got, not the role that Becca or McNew has. I'm talking about the role of, the guest hosts, the people that rotate through. We do 5. Typical, there's always going to be times when there's exceptions to that, but our goal is to have me, one of my co-hosts, and 3 guest hosts. And, and I never would want that to be the same. I think what makes the show go is it's different every day based on the different personalities that come through the Bourbon Daily. And I'm not looking for all the same personality, by the way. I love big, crazy, quirky, weird personalities. That's kind of what I do. I don't like one style of person. I like diversity within friends and different backgrounds but some of the things that I'm looking for that I think help be a good Bourbon Daily co-host is, first of all, you have to have knowledge. I don't know that we are the show that spends the most time. I know we're not. We're probably the reverse of that with bourbon geekdom. But I want bourbon geeks on the show. I want the people that care about this stuff, that their hobbies, their vacation, all those type of things are centered around bourbon. That's the people that I'm looking for. I don't want somebody who doesn't care about bourbon but is a funny personality. I don't want that. I want people who know about bourbon. So that's first and foremost. That's without being a bourbon fan, you're not gonna be invited on the show. So that's key. And I think that our people are as knowledgeable as anybody, even if we don't come across that way because we're just a group of friends hanging out on a Friday night or whatever it is. Know that the knowledge certainly is there. The other thing, I think humor plays a big part of it. We're a show that is meant to be lighthearted, and you have to be funny. There's very few exceptions to that. I think Matt from Chicago, maybe, and Matt from St. Louis, guys that are a little bit more straightforward, but that's okay. You put somebody who's most comedy duos have the straight man and the guy who makes all the jokes and stuff like that. So I think that throwing one of them in the mix from time to time actually works, but humors would be a way that you get on there. And what is humor? I don't know. If you hear me laughing at the person, they're going to get invited back. That's for sure. So, and then there's, so my favorites are like Kathy Cool, Tim Swyatt, Jeff Andreezy. I mean, those are people that I find, when they're on the show, I find them very funny. Gokin, I find funny. Not because he's a funny guy, because he's this 1950s era TV show husband that is living in a modern world. He's been taken out of his 1950s sitcom and dropped into the 2020s and living his life there. And the shit that he says and things like that crack me up, especially when you pair him with Becca, who is immediately going to turn on him when we were at an event, Bourbon Palooza in Bardstown, and he asked Becca to make him a s'more. Because he's hungry over there. She she laid into him. And that's brilliant, man. I mean, anybody who's dumb enough to tell Becca, hey, hon, make me a s'mores, would you? And, and then she starts yelling at me. He's like, well, my wife makes them for me. I mean, again, this isn't the 1950s sitcom you're living in here, Gokin. So I don't know. Having that guy around cracks me up. So it's just like, what makes me laugh? That's going to be certainly one of those things. Also, people that follow, the rules of a podcast, and I'm hosting. I'm controlling when we end a segment. I'm telling you, hey, I'm talking now. You don't talk over me. You don't talk over the other guests. The ones that just talk too much. There's people who come in and they suddenly think they're the main character of the thing. They have the main character syndrome, where they just talk all the time. They're quickly gone. I don't have time for that. We have a show to run here. The only person who ever gets away with superseding me, I guess there's two. Becca, because I'm afraid of her, like everybody else is. So sometimes she'll end a segment or whatever. And the other one's Kathy Cool. Well, let's move on. So that's my gig there. I'm going to ultimately make the decision when we do those things. But Kathy is so funny. I mean, I just like Kathy as a friend. She's a great person. Katie, I forgot to mention Katie. Katie is awesome. She cracks me up. Katie is, one of the most together people that I know. Being a judge, you got to be really together. But then she's also beholden to things like OCD. If you look at her bourbon collection, that's alphabetized, or she goes shopping and someone put the big cart in the little cart corral, and she goes. Imagine your local judge is out there sorting through shopping carts because someone put the wrong cart in the wrong corral. That kind of stuff cracks me up. Katie's one of my favorites too. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot of favorites. You're probably going to miss some if when you start going through name by name. But following the rules of a podcast. A host controls everything. They're going to tell you when you're going to move on. They're going to tell you things. Now, when I fuck up, it's funny if someone jumps in and tells me. I mean, certainly I do that. I don't know if it's just old age or been doing this enough. I'm pretty lackadaisical maybe. And so sometimes I'll miss our cues and stuff like that. I'll jump over things, but or forget, or who's doing small talk today? Just stuff like that. It happens. So that's something, I'm looking for. Somebody who doesn't talk too much, somebody who's willing to follow the rules. Another big thing is we record daily, and, I need people who want to do this. And I feel like when you get somebody new, they want to do it. They'll be there. Hey, can you record on Friday? Yes, I can record on Friday. I'll be there. And then you ask them, because they come on and they do a good job. It might be like next Friday. Hey, next Friday, you were great last Friday. You want to come on Friday? Yeah, I'll be there. And then they do it for a while and then realize, is it that exciting? I mean, you're on a podcast, but does your life change? No, it doesn't change. So then, a month from now, you ask them to be on, they're like, nah, I can't do it this week. Keep me in the mix. And, okay. And, once you start telling me no twice, I just figure you don't want to do it anymore, particularly if you don't give me a reason. If I go to you and you're like, oh, no, it's my anniversary, I'm like, that doesn't even count as a no. I mean, you got something going on. What we're doing is not saving the world. We're podcasting. Or I want to, I'm spending time with my family, my kids coming into town, or whatever it is. Never do I hold it against someone who says they're doing that sort of thing. We're not changing the world by doing this podcast. So, it's not more important than anything else in your life. But if I say, hey, can you record? We're doing a special recording on Tuesday. Can you record? And your answer is no. I'm going to be like, okay, well, they're not interested in podcasting, I guess. And then I ask you again and you say no. Guess how many more times I'm going to ask you? Never. It's never going to happen. Is that mean to the people? No. I think I'm helping them. I don't want to force you to do something you don't want to do. Imagine if you're being nice to your neighbor and you're like, hey, I see you sprained your ankle. I'll help you roll your trash can down. And you roll it down. And then the next week, they're kind of recovering. You're like, you know what? I got this for you. And then the week after that, if they're expecting to take that trash can out, why would you? Right? Yeah, you don't want to force people to do things. So I don't want to force people to podcast. So I just move on. And I'd rather find somebody new, somebody who's hungry. It brings that passion. Because I also don't want you mailing it in on me while you're there. Be like, oh, here we are podcasting again. Yeah, small talk. Let's go on to the next thing. What are we drinking? Pop a cork. If it becomes same old to you, maybe we need to give you a break from it. So that's it. So I hopefully that plays well for what I'm doing. Why would I be like that? Why would I be that way to people? Give them a couple chances and then drop them, because why? For you, for the audience. I want this stuff to be fun and exciting. I want you to have those people in there that come in and they're really engaged because they're thinking, this is kind of cool. I'm on a podcast, and it's exciting to them, and they're participative and they're fun and they bring their best. As soon as they get to the point of the comfort level where it's just like, here we go again. You know what? Here we go again. Let's get a new co-host. So there's always opportunities out there. That's the bottom line. I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it feeling like every day that you're listening to this show, we're as excited about doing it, hopefully, as you are as listening to it. And that's what I'm looking for in podcast co-hosts. So that's the Bourbon Daily. That's how we do it. So there you go. On that note, we'll wrap it up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, the thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see me at the ABV Barrel Shop. You know why? It's the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. Get involved in the show. There's two things you can do that are really big for us. Number one, leave a review. Wherever you listen to this podcast, leave a review on that platform with comments. Give us a 5-star rating. It's going to help new people find the show. It's going to boost us in the algorithms. How do those work? I don't know how they work, but I know if you're getting good reviews, people are talking about it. They're gonna feature it when new people come on looking for a bourbon podcast. So that's going to help us out a lot. And last but not least, if you could head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. Get involved in that way. That would be really cool. So that's going to do it for today. Of course, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. We're the Bourbon Daily. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya. Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.